You think you know everything about cats? You've been living with one for years. You feed it, pet it, watch it sleep on your couch for 20 hours a day? You think you know this creature. But in reality, cats are one of the most mysterious, unknown, and amazing inhabitants of our planet. And in the next 30 minutes, you'll see it for yourself. Today, 100 facts about domestic cats. Some of them will make you laugh, some will surprise you, and some will make you look at your pet in a completely different way. Let's start with the one that will immediately blow your mind. Fact 1. Your cat never meows at other cats. Never. Meowing is a language cats invented specifically for humans. In the wild, adult cats don't meow to each other. Kittens meow to their mothers while they are young. But when a male cat meets another male cat, he hisses, growls, and chirps, but he doesn't meow. Meowing is your personal language. Each cat develops a unique set of sounds just for its owner. Essentially, your cat is communicating with you in a language it has invented just for you. Fact 2. Cats don't taste sweet at all. They lack the gene responsible for recognizing sweetness. When your cat sniffs cake or ice cream, it simply doesn't understand why you're so excited. To it, it's just a meaningless scent. Fact 3. A cat's nose print is unique, just like a human fingerprint. No two cats in the world have the same pattern on their noses. Theoretically, cats could be identified by their noses, just like people by their fingers. Fact 4. When a cat rubs its head against you, it's not just showing affection, it's marking you. Special glands on a cat's head secrete pheromones. By rubbing against you, a cat leaves a scent mark. It literally says to other animals, "This person is mine." Fact 5. A cat almost always falls on its paws. And this is not a myth. This is explained by the so-called rollover reflex. When a cat falls, it turns in the air in a split second, using its vestibular system as a guide. This reflex works even in blind cats. However, it only works starting from a certain height. The cat needs time to turn around. Too low a height, and the reflex doesn't have time to work. Fact 6. Cats see 6 times better than humans in the dark. Behind their retina is a special layer called the tapetum. It acts like a mirror, reflecting light back through the photoreceptors. This is why a cat's eyes glow in the dark if you shine a flashlight on them. They literally collect every available photon of light. Fact 7. The average cat can jump a distance 5 times its body length. If a human had the same ability, they would jump approximately 9 meters. Fact 8. A cat spends 30 to 50% of its waking time grooming itself. Her tongue is covered with tiny hooks made of keratin, the same material that nails are made of. These hooks grab dead hairs and distribute oils throughout the fur, acting as a comb. Fact 9. Cats cannot move laterally. Their lower jaw only moves up and down. This explains why cats always cut and tear their food rather than chew it. They are designed to cut and tear prey, not grind it. Fact 10. Cats do not drink salt water. Their kidneys are so efficient that they can dehydrate seawater and use it for hydration. This means that, theoretically, a cat could survive drinking water that would kill a human from dehydration. Now a question for you. Tell us in the comments, does your cat talk to you? Does she have special sounds that she makes only for you? I wonder how rich your pet's vocabulary is. Let's continue. Let's move on to biology. Fact 11. A cat's heart beats twice as fast as a human's. The normal rate is between 140 and 220 beats per minute. When you hold a cat and feel its heartbeat, it's not because you're scared. It's just its normal rhythm. Fact 12. Cats don't have collarbones in the traditional sense. More precisely, they do exist, but they're not attached to any other bones. This allows the cat to squeeze through any opening its head can fit through. If the head fits, the rest of the body will. Fact 13. Cats walk differently than most animals. They move both right paws first, then both left. Giraffes and camels walk the same way. This allows them to move almost silently. Their center of gravity shifts smoothly, without unnecessary vibrations. Fact 14. A cat has 24 whiskers, 12 on each side. They are arranged in exactly 4 rows. Whiskers are not just decorations. They are connected to the nervous system and are able to detect the slightest vibrations in the air. A cat can navigate in the dark using its whiskers without touching objects. Fact 15. The width of a cat's whiskers is approximately equal to the width of its body. This is not a coincidence. A cat uses its whiskers to check whether it can fit through a hole. If the whiskers do not touch the edges, it will fit. Fact 16. Cats hear sounds with a frequency of up to 80,000 Hz. For comparison, humans hear a maximum of 20,000 and dogs up to 65,000. In other words, cats hear better than dogs. Fact 17. Each cat's ear can rotate 180 degrees, independently of the other. 32 muscles control each ear. A cat can hear a sound behind itself without even turning its head. Fact 18. Cats sense smells approximately 14 times more powerfully than humans. But there's more. They have a Jacobson's organ, an additional olfactory organ located on the roof of the mouth. When a cat makes a strange grimace with its mouth open and its upper lip slightly raised, it's using this organ. This is called the Fleeman response. Fact 19. The cat brain is 89% structured like the human brain. The areas responsible for emotions are the same in both of us. This means that cats really do experience emotions: joy, fear, disappointment, affection. This isn't anthropomorphization, it's neurobiology. Fact 20. A cat's normal body temperature is 38-39 degrees Celsius. This is 1.5 degrees higher than a human's. That's why a cat always feels so warm when it's sitting on your lap. Fact 21. Cats are facultative carnivores. This means they must eat meat. Unlike dogs or humans, cats cannot synthesize certain amino acids on their own: taurine, arginine, orchidonic acid. They get all of these only from animal protein. A vegetarian diet is fatal for a cat. Fact 22. Cats don't have bitter taste receptors, just like we do. No, they still sense bitterness. But cats sense that fifth taste, the taste of meat, much more subtly than humans. It's their primary taste cue. Fact 23. Cats are one of the few mammals that cannot digest lactose as adults. Milk, which you give to a cat, is a bad idea. After weaning, kittens stop producing lactase. Milk upsets their stomachs. Fact 24. The average lifespan of a domestic cat is 12 to 15 years, but the record is 38 years. The cat's name was Cream Puff. She lived in Texas. Her owner fed her bacon, eggs, heavy cream, and coffee. Veterinarians are still baffled. Fact 25. 1 cat year is not equal to 7 human years, as is commonly believed. The first year of a cat's life is approximately 15 human years. The second year is another 9. Each subsequent year is equivalent to about 4 human years. That is, a 5-year-old cat is equivalent in development to a 36-year-old human. Let's move on to the topic that takes up most of any cat's life: sleep. Fact 26. Cats sleep from 12 to 16 hours a day, some up to 20. This isn't laziness. It's an evolutionary strategy. Hunting requires colossal energy expenditure. A cat's body is designed for short but intense bursts of activity. Between them, there's recovery. Fact 27. Cats dream. They, like humans, have a rapid eye movement, REM, sleep phase, the REM phase. It's during this time that you see a cat twitching its paws, moving its whiskers, or quietly meowing. It's hunting, playing, or going through its day. Fact 28. Cats are polyphasic sleepers. They don't sleep in one long nap like humans. Their daily cycle consists of many short periods of sleep and wakefulness. This makes them similar to some wild predators, such as cheetahs and leopards. Fact 29. When a cat sleeps curled up in a ball, it's not just comfortable, it's a protective posture. In this position, the cat covers all its vital organs. It's the instinct of a wild animal, which even in its sleep prepares for a threat. Fact 30. A cat never completely loses its vigilance while sleeping. Even in deep sleep, its brain continues to process sounds. An unfamiliar sound, and the cat instantly wakes up. A familiar one continues to sleep. Your cat knows your footsteps and doesn't react to them. Now let's talk about behavior. This is perhaps the most interesting part. Fact 31. Cats bring you dead birds and mice not because they want to feed you, or rather, not only because of this. Research shows that they perceive you as an inept hunter. They are teaching you. From a cat's point of view, you clearly can't cope on your own. Fact 32. Cats take revenge. This has been documented. If you're away for a long time, come home late, or ignore your cat, it may intentionally defecate in an inappropriate place, ruin your belongings, or simply demonstratively turn its back on you. This is deliberate behavior, not an accident. Fact 33. When a cat shows you its belly, it's the highest sign of trust. The belly is the most vulnerable spot. However, this doesn't mean the cat wants you to pet it. Many cats show their belly and immediately bite the hand that reaches for it. This is an invitation to trust, not permission. Fact 34. Cats are capable of jealousy. If you get a second pet or pay a lot of attention to another person, the cat may show obvious signs of jealousy, interfering between you, demanding attention, ignoring you, or behaving aggressively towards a competitor. Fact 35. Cats prefer familiar smells. That's why your cat loves your socks, shirt, or chair so much. They smell like you. In a stressful situation, the owner's scent calms a cat as effectively as their presence. Fact 36. Cats do not understand punishment. If you scold a cat a few minutes after the misbehavior, it does not connect your anger with what it did. Cats live in the moment. The only effective way to influence is to react immediately at the moment of unwanted behavior. Fact 37. Cats are easier to train than is commonly thought. They are simply not motivated to please their owner, like dogs. Cats do what benefits them. The right motivation, treats, play, and a cat can be taught commands, tricks, even opening doors. Fact 38. Cats are capable of empathy. Studies have shown that cats react to the emotional state of their owner. When you are sad or crying, many cats come closer, rub against you, and purr. This is not a coincidence. They sense changes in your behavior and react to it. Fact 39. A cat perceives direct eye contact as a threat. In the cat world, looking into the eyes is a challenge. This is why an unfamiliar cat is more likely to approach a guest who ignores it than one who calls and looks at it. To calm a cat, look at it and blink slowly. This is a cat sign of measured intentions. Fact 40. When a cat slowly blinks back, it is the ultimate expression of trust and affection. Scientists call this a cat's wake. Try blinking slowly at your cat right now. Here's a second question. Has your cat ever blinked back slowly, or maybe even come to you when you were upset? Let me know in the comments. It's very interesting to read such stories. Let's move on to hunting and instincts. Fact 41. Domestic cats are among the most effective hunters on the planet. According to research, a cat's hunting success rate is 30 to 40% of attempts, while for a lion it's about 25%. Your domestic cat is a more effective hunter than a lion. Fact 42. Cats don't hunt out of hunger. Hunting is an instinct unrelated to appetite. A well-fed cat will still hunt because this impulse exists independently of the need for food. This is why satiety doesn't solve the problem of hunting birds in the garden. Fact 43. Cats have a hunting mode. Before a pounce, a cat begins to wag its hindquarters in a characteristic manner. This is not unusual. It literally tunes its body. The movement of its hind legs helps it find solid support and calibrate its leap. Fact 44. A cat's claws are designed in such a way that they easily enter prey, but are difficult to remove. The hooked shape of the claw is a trap. If the cat has grabbed hold, the prey will not escape. Therefore, when a cat digs its claws into you during play and then can't free itself, this is not cruelty, it is design. Fact 45. Cats deliberately play with their prey before killing. This is also not cruelty. Tired prey is less dangerous. A mouse can bite a cat and cause a serious wound. By exhausting its prey, the cat reduces the risk to itself. Fact 46. A cat bite is more deadly than it seems. Cat teeth are thin and sharp. They penetrate deep into tissue and seal bacteria inside the wound. A cat bite becomes infected in 80% of cases if not treated immediately. Fact 47. Cats chirp, making a characteristic chattering sound while looking at birds through the window. There is still no consensus on what this means. One theory is that it imitates the chirping of birds, an attempt to deceive prey. Another is simply an expression of the excitement of the hunt. A third is disappointment at an unattainable target. Fact 48. Cats hunt at dawn and dusk. This is their peak activity time. This is why many cats engage in their wildest races around the apartment at 6 a.m. This is called an evening or morning zombie, a surge of hunting energy. Fact 49. Cats hear the sounds of mice underground. Their hearing is tuned specifically to rodent frequencies. When your cat stares intently at the floor or wall, they may be hearing something you can't. Fact 50th. Cats are able to remember hunting routes. They patrol their territory along the same routes, updating their markings and checking their hunting grounds. Your code knows every inch of its territory and immediately notices any change. Now about cat-human communication. This is especially interesting. Fact 51. Purring isn't always a sign of happiness. Cats also purr when they are scared, sick, stressed, or in the wild. Purring is a way of self-regulation. The vibration frequency during purring is from 25 to 150 Hz. These frequencies accelerate the healing of bones and tissues. Purring is literally self-healing. Fact 52. Cats can imitate a baby's cry. It has been discovered that when a cat really needs something from its owner, food, attention, it embeds frequencies similar to a human baby's cry into its meow. People react to these sounds instinctively. Cats have figured this out through evolution. Fact 53. Cats know their names. This has been proven experimentally. Japanese researchers tested this. Cats react to their names differently than to random words, even if they are spoken by a stranger. A cat's reaction is simply not as obvious as a dog's. The cat hears you. It simply decides whether to respond. Fact 54. Cats adapt their behavior to a specific person. If there are several people in the family, the cat behaves differently with each. It is playful with one, affectionate with another, and keeps its distance with a third. It clearly delineates relationships. Fact 55. Cats remember people who have treated them badly. They do not forgive easily. If someone has hurt a cat or seriously frightened it, it will avoid that person indefinitely. Cats have a very strong memory for negative events. Fact 56. Cats prefer when people allow them to initiate contact. Studies have shown that cats stay near people longer who don't approach them first but wait for the cat to come. This is about respecting personal space. Fact 57. Cats can sense illness and death. The famous cat Oscar lived in a nursing home in the United States and accurately determined who would die within the next few hours. He would come to the person and lie down next to them. He predicted more than 100 deaths. Scientists believe that cats detect specific biochemical changes in the body of the dying. Fact 58. Cats sense seismic activity before it is detected by instruments. Before earthquakes, cats become restless, try to escape from the house, and hide. This has been observed and documented in various countries around the world. Fact 59. Cats navigate using the Earth's magnetic field. They are capable of finding their way home from a distance of several kilometers. There have been cases of cats locating owners who have moved to another city. The exact mechanism is still being studied. Fact 60. Cats form stronger bonds with their owners than is commonly believed. A 2019 study found that most cats form a protective bond with their owner, similar to that of children with their parents. The cat uses its owner as a secure base from which to explore the world. Moving on to history and mythology, one of the richest parts of the cat theme. Fact 61. Cats were domesticated approximately 10,000 years ago. This occurred in the Fertile Crescent region of what is now the Middle East. The advent of agriculture created grain reserves, which attracted rodents, who in turn attracted cats. Humans and cats have found each other in a mutually beneficial relationship. Fact 62. In ancient Egypt, cats were sacred. The goddess Bastet was depicted with a cat's head. Killing a cat in Egypt was a criminal offense punishable by death. When a pet cat died, the family shaved their eyebrows as a sign of mourning. Fact 63. Egyptians mummified cats the same way they mummified people. Entire cat cemeteries, hundreds of thousands of mummies have been found. In the 20th century, some of them were sent to Europe and used as fertilizer. This is one of the saddest historical facts about cats. Fact 64. In medieval Europe, cats were declared to be the devil's accomplices and were destroyed. Black cats were especially persecuted. Historians believe that this mass extermination of cats indirectly contributed to the spread of the plague. Rats, with no one to contain them, carried the disease throughout Europe. Fact 65. In Japan, cats are traditionally considered a symbol of good luck. Manakineko, a figurine of a cat waving its paw, can be found in almost every Japanese store and restaurant. It is believed to bring money and success. A raised right paw attracts money, while a raised left paw attracts clients. Fact 66. The first cat in space was Félicette, a French cat. She flew into space in 1963 and returned safely. A monument to her was erected in Paris. Fact 67. Legend has it that Isaac Newton's cat, Speedhead, constantly bothered the scientists by scratching at the closed door. It was then that Newton invented the cat flap, a trap door at the bottom of the door. Although historians doubt the veracity of this story, the idea is still brilliant. Fact 68. Cats always lived on Ernest Hemingway's ship. The writer himself kept many cats at his home in Cuba. To this day, about 50 cats, descendants of his pets, live in the Hemingway Museum in Florida. Many of them are polydactylous, with extra toes on their paws. Fact 69. The term pig in a poke originated in the Middle Ages. Scammers sold sacks at the market that supposedly contained a pig, but in reality contained a cat. The buyer discovered the deception when they opened the sack and let the cat out. The expression, "to show your cards," is also associated with this. Fact 70. In Russia, the code for the Kazan Cathedral has become a cultural symbol. The Hermitage in St. Petersburg is famous for its guard cats. Officially, there are about 10 cats living there, who guard the paintings from rodents. Each cat has an official position and a passport. Now, records. That's always the most exciting. Fact 71. The longest cat in history is a Maine named Stewie. He measured 123 centimeters from nose to tail. He is listed in the Guinness Book of World Records. Fact 72. The loudest purring cat is a British cat named Merlin. His purr reached 67.5 decibels. This is comparable to the sound of a washing machine. Fact 73. The richest cat in history is Blackie. His owner, British millionaire Ben Rea, bequeathed him £7 million sterling. The cat became the richest animal in history, according to the Guinness Book of Records. Fact 74. The cat with the most children is Dusty, and during her life, she gave birth to 420 kittens. This is an absolute record among domestic cats. Fact 75. A cat named Carlika went down in history as the smallest cat in the world. She weighed about 1 kilogram and was less than 30 centimeters long. She lived to be 6 years old. Fact 76. The highest documented altitude from which a cat survived is 32 stories. A cat named Andy fell from this height in New York City and survived. Cats survive falls from great heights better than from small ones because, upon reaching maximum falling velocity, they relax and assume a parachuting pose, spreading out. Fact 77. The highest paid cat in history is Grumpika Cat, the famous internet Grumpy Cat. According to media reports, she earned her owner around $100 million during her career. Her real name was Tardarsos. Fact 78. A cat named Temlin headed the Scottish brewery Brewdog for several years. His official title was Director of Operations. He attended the meeting and was listed in the company's official documents. Fact 79. Cats are faster than humans in short-distance sprints. A domestic cat can run up to 30 miles per hour, 48 kilometers per hour. For comparison, the average human runs at about 9 miles per hour, 15 kilometers per hour. Usain Bolt ran up to 44 miles per hour, 48 kilometers per hour. Your cat is faster than Bolt. Fact 80. Cats have a dominant paw, just like humans have a right or left hand. Females are more often right-handed, males are more often left-handed. This was proven in scientific experiments where cats were asked to retrieve a treat from a narrow container. Moving on to the final section. Amazing and little-known facts about cats. Fact 81. Cats don't sweat through their skin. They don't have sweat glands all over their bodies, like humans. Their only sweat glands are on their paw pads. This is why cats leave wet paw prints in hot weather or when stressed. Fact 82. A cat's nose is always wet, and for good reason. A wet nose picks up odors better. Odor molecules dissolve in the liquid and better interact with the olfactory receptors. A dry nose isn't always a sign of illness, but a sudden change is a reason to pay attention. Fact 83. Some cats react to valerian in the same way as to catnip. The substance that causes this reaction is actini. The reaction to it is genetically determined and occurs in approximately 50% of cats. Fact 84. The striped pattern of cat's fur is called the agouti pattern. Each stripe is formed at the cellular level during the embryonic period. The striped pattern in a tiger and in your house cat occurs through the same mechanism. Fact 85. White cats with blue eyes are often deaf. The gene responsible for white fur and blue eyes is associated with degeneration of the inner ear. If a white cat has one blue eye and one non-blue eye, it is usually deaf in the ear on the side of the blue eye. Fact 86. Cats can drink water without getting their muzzles wet. They touch the surface of the water with the tip of their tongue and then quickly withdraw their tongue. A column of water is created, which the cat manages to capture. All this happens 4 times per second. Too fast for the human eye. Fact 87. Cats cannot stand citrus smells. This is their natural reaction to certain plants that are toxic to predators. The smell of orange, lemon, and grapefruit is repulsive to cats. That's why citrus fruits are often recommended as a cat repellent for furniture. Fact 88. Cats are toxic to many plants. That is, many plants are toxic to cats. Lilies, aloe, avocado, some types of orchids, and ficus. All of these are deadly to cats. If you have a cat at home, be sure to check your plants. Fact 89. Cats are one of the main drivers of internet culture. According to research, cat videos are among the most viewed videos in internet history. YouTube, Reddit, Instagram. Cats dominate everywhere. Psychologists explain this simply. Cats reduce stress levels in people after just a few minutes of watching. Fact 90. Cats have a second eyelid. This is a transparent nictitating membrane in the corner of the eye. It protects the eye and moisturizes it. When this tab is constantly visible, it is a sign of illness or severe stress. Fact 91. Kittens are born blind and deaf. Their eyes open around 9 to 14 days. Hearing appears by the 3rd week. Until this point, they are completely dependent on their mother and locate a nipple solely by warmth and smell. Fact 92. Cats are the only domestic animals that are not fully domesticated. Genetically, they are almost identical to the wildcat. Unlike dogs, which have undergone significant genetic changes during domestication, cats have changed minimally. Essentially, you have a wild animal living in your home that has simply decided to cooperate with humans. Fact 93. Cats do not need a pack leader, unlike dogs. They are solitary by nature. Their social life is a voluntary choice. If a cat stays close to you, it is because of unfamiliarity and independence. It is a conscious preference. Fact 94. There's a disease called toxoplasmosis, caused by a parasite that lives in the intestines of cats. This parasite, when it enters the brains of rodents, alters their behavior, making them less wary around cats. In other words, the parasite manipulates the rodent's behavior so that it will be attracted to the cat. This is one of the most terrifying examples of parasitic behavioral control. Fact 95. About a third of cat owners admit to talking to their cats as if they were humans. Research shows that this is completely normal and even beneficial. Cats respond to tone and intonation, and talking to a cat reduces cortisol levels in humans. Fact 96. There are between 100 and 600 million domestic cats in the world. Accurate data is difficult to obtain. In terms of the number of pets, cats are tied with dogs for first place, depending on the country and the counting methodology. Fact 97. The most popular cat breed in the world is the Persian. The Mestiine Coon is second, and the exotic is third. There are approximately 70 officially recognized cat breeds. Fact 98. Cats spend an average of 8 hours a day looking out the window. This is a form of entertainment for them, stimulation, and hunting practice. Veterinarians call it bird television. Fact 99. Cats heal people. This is not a metaphor. Purring at a frequency of 25 to 50 Hz stimulates the production of serotonin, lowers blood pressure, and strengthens the immune system. Studies have shown that cat owners have a 40% lower risk of heart attack compared to those who do not have a pet. And finally, the 100th fact. Fact 100. If a cat has chosen you, it is not by chance. Cats choose people whose biorhythms, character, and even scent suit them. A cat is not an accessory or an interior decoration. It is a creature that has made a conscious decision to be by your side. And this is perhaps the most amazing thing about them. And the last question I want to ask you, why exactly do you love your cats? What's so special about them? Something no other living creature can replace. Tell us in the comments. I read every reply. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. This helps the algorithm show it to others. Subscribe to the Wild World channel. Here we talk about nature honestly, deeply, and passionately. Until next time.